talk to you about cybernetics. Okay, so after a few research that I've done, I have found that cybernetics is a transdisciplinary approach for exploring regulatory system, their structure, constraint, and possibilities. Norbert Wiener defined cybernetics in 1948 as the scientific study of control and communication in the animal and the machine. In other words, it is the scientific study of how humans, animals, and machine control and communicate with each other. Cybernetics is applicable when a system being analyzed incorporates a closed signaling loop, originally referred to as a circular causal relationship. That is, where action by the system generates some change in its environment and that change is reflected in the system in some manner that triggers a system change. Cybernetics is relevant to, for example, mechanical, physical, biological, cognitive, and social systems. The essential goal of the broad field of cybernetics is to understand and define the function and processes of systems that have goals and that participate in circular causal chains that move from action to sensing to comparison with desired goal, and again to action. Its focus is how anything reacts to information and changes or can be changed to better accomplish the first two tasks. Cybernetics includes the study of feedback, black boxes, and derived concepts such as communication and control in living organisms, machines, and organization, including self-organization. Concepts studied by the cyberneticists include, but are not limited to, learning, cognition, adaptation, social control, emergence, convergence, communication, efficiency, efficacy, and connectivity. In cybernetics, these concepts, otherwise already object of study in other disciplines such as biology and engineering, are abstracted from the context of the specific organism or device. The word cybernetics itself comes from Greek kybernetic, meaning governance. All they are pertinent to kybernao, the latter meaning to steer, navigate, or govern. Hence, kybernesis, meaning government, is the government, while kybernetes is the governor or hand person of the ship. Contemporary cybernetics began as an interdisciplinary study connecting the fields of control system, electrical network theory, mechanical engineering, logic modeling, evolutionary biology, neuroscience, anthropology, and psychology in the 1940s, often attributed to the Massey conferences. During the second half of the 20th century, cybernetics evolved in ways that distinguish first-order cybernetics about observed system from second-order cybernetics about observing system. More recently, there is talk about a third-order cybernetic doing in ways that embrace the first and second order. Studies in cybernetics provide a means for examining the design and function of any system, including social systems such as business management, and organizational learning, including the purpose of making them more efficient and effective. Fields of study which have influenced or been influenced by cybernetics include game theory, system theory, perceptual control theory, sociology, psychology, philosophy, architecture, and organizational theory. System dynamics originated with application of electrical engineering control theory to other kinds of simulation models by J. Forrester at MIT in the 1950s is a related field. Okay, so right now we are going to talk about the new cybernetics. In the 1970s, new cybernetics emerged in multiple fields, but especially in biology. The ideas of Maturana, Varela, and Atlan, according to Jean-Pierre Dupuy in 1986, he says that realized that the cybernetic metaphors of the program upon which molecular biology had been based rendered a conception of the autonomy of living being impossible. Consequently, these thinkers were led to invent a new cybernetic, one more suited to the organization which mankind discovered in nation, organization he has not himself invented. However, during the 1980s, the question of whether the features of these new cybernetics could be applied to social form of organization remained open to debate. In political science, Project Cybersyn attempted to introduce a cybernetically controlled economy during the early 1970s. In the 1980s, according to Harris John, unlike its predecessor, the new cybernetic concerned itself with the interaction of autonomous political actors and subgroups, and the practical and reflexive consciousness of the subjects who produce and reproduce the structure of a political community. A dominant consideration is that of recursiveness or self-reference of political action, both with regards to the expression of political consciousness and with the ways in which systems build upon themselves. One characteristic of the imagined new cybernetics considered in that time by Felix Geyer and Hans van der Zowen, according to Bailey, was that it views information as constructed and reconstructed by an individual interacting with the environment. This provides an epistemological foundation of science by viewing it as observer-dependent. Another characteristic of the new cybernetic is its contribution towards bringing the micro-macro gap. That is, it links the individual with the society. Another characteristic noted was the transition from classical cybernetics to the new cybernetics that involved a transition from classical problem to new problems. This shift in thinking involved, among others, a change for emphasis on the system being stirred to the system during the steering, and the factor which guide the steering decision, and new emphasis on communication between several systems which are trying to steer each other. Research endeavors into the true focus of cybernetic system of control and emergent behavior by such related fields as game theory, the analysis of group interaction, system of feedback in evolution, and metamaterials, the study of materials with properties beyond the Newtonian properties of their constituent atoms, have led to a revived interest in this increasingly relevant field. So right now we are going to talk about subdivision of cybernetics. Cybernetics is sometimes used as a generic term which serves as an umbrella for many system-related scientific fields. Okay, the first subdivision is basic cybernetics. Basic cybernetics is cybernetic study system of control as a concept attempting to discover the basic principles underlying such things as artificial intelligence, computer vision, control system, conversation theory, emergence, interaction of actors theory, learning organization, robotics, second-order cybernetics, and self-organization in cybernetics. The second subdivision in cybernetics is in biology. Cybernetics in biology is the study of cybernetic systems present in biological organisms, primarily focusing on how animals adapt to the environment and how information in the form of genes is passed from generation to generation. There is also a secondary focus on combining artificial systems with biological systems. A notable application to the biology world would be that in 1955, the physicist George Garrow published a precision article in Scientific American called Information Transfer in the Living Cell. And cybernetic give biologists Jacques Monod and Francis Jacob a language for formulating their early theory of gene regulatory network in the 1960s. But basically, cybernetics in biology would include autopolysis, biocybernetics, bioengineering, bionics, ecologies, heterostasis, homeostasis, medical cybernetics, neuroscience, synthetic biology, system biology, and practopiesis. Moving along, we have a subfield of cybernetics in computer science. In computer science directly applies the concept of cybernetics to the control of device and the analysis of information, such as cellular automation, decision support system, design patterns, and of course robotics, simulation, formal languages, and model logic. Then after that, we have subfields of cybernetics in engineering. In engineering, cybernetics in engineering is used to analyze cascading failures and system accidents, in which the small error and imperfection in a system can generate disaster. Other topic studies include adaptive system, biomedical engineering, engineering cybernetics, ergonomics, and system engineering. Alright, that is all from me today. Actually, there is a lot more to talk about in the field of cybernetics, but I couldn't fit all of it in this short video. But if you are interested, you could check it out on britannica.com, ntau.edu, or Techopedia. Okay, so today I'm going to end this video by showing you another video about cybernetics. So thank you for watching and have a good day.
In today's world, it is nearly impossible to imagine life without technology. There are a number of technologies or domains which have helped mankind in a lot of ways. All the technologies which are evolved since the beginning of mankind has one common object. This objective is to make the discovery and invention of a lot more techniques which can help the human beings as well as the other domains in different ways. One of the most tremendous and beneficial technology is cybernetics. This technology has evolved a few decades ago. At that time, it wasn't sure whether this technology will be able to fulfill the needs of daily life or not. Here, a precise description of the advantages technology of cybernetics is discussed. It is very important to know and understand about such technologies which are helping humans through a number of ways or methods. From the origination of the word cybernetics to its actual use in the number of fields or domains are discussed here. Since cybernetics is very beneficial, it is reigning in almost all types of domains, such as biology, physiology, psychology, mathematics, mechanical engineering, and electrical field, etc. The list of the different types of areas which take the advantage of the utilities bestowed by cybernetics is long. In order to understand the concept, it is very important to know about its origin and history. Cybernetics was first introduced by an American mathematician and philosopher who has a strong intention and determination that the interaction between machines as well as human beings or other living organisms can be possible. With the help of the technology of cybernetics, it was the objective to initiate the interaction or communication between the living beings and the machines. In today's world, it is very common to interact or communicate with a machine. Almost all people have computers or laptops for cell phones in which they perform different types of operations. The task of humanity is to give instructions to the machine, and the job of the machine is to understand and complete the command of the owner of a particular device, respectively. In the same way, all types of interactions and communications can be achieved. For an example, if a person is dialing a phone number, the job of the phone is to take the command and call the dialed number. This is one of the ways through which interaction between human and machines can be done. But things are not the same as they were earlier. Nowadays, not just a simple phone dialing for calling or pressing a remote button for changing a channel is interaction, but the level of communication between machines and humans has so much expanded. Many companies are manufacturing robots which have many innovative qualities. For putting such qualities, there is a great requirement of innovative ideas, and these ideas are brought out by the enlightening minds, various scholars and researchers who are continuously seeking to make life easier than ever. Robots are supposed to be the servants of the humans who can take commands from their masters in order to complete any type of job or work. With the help of the advance in the technology of cybernetics, this mission is also accomplished. However, cybernetics is not just about the robots, it is also about a great interaction between machines and humans, and also about the other respective areas and fields of study. Here, a process description from the beginning of the cybernetics technology to till date is explained. The history of any technology tells about its gradual growth from a mere technique to universally accepted technique. In order to understand the various steps which have been used and examined in order to bring out the best of cybernetics, it is very necessary to read the history of cybernetics. In the advancement or enhancement of cybernetics, there is not the involvement of a single person. However, the only person who is known as the father of cybernetics is Norbert Wiener. Later, with the help of two more mathematicians, philosophers and physicians, a lot of conceptions has been added to the domain of cybernetics. A part of the mechanical field, there is so much about the field of biology which contains or consists of a number of fields like psychology, neurology, etc. It was not an easy task to implement the interaction of communication of living organisms or living beings with machines. So it is clear that the history of cybernetics consists of a lot of hard work and efforts by the various brilliant scientists and researchers of the world who have not only contributed in the successful implementation cybernetic, but has also added a lot to the comfort and understanding of various things which are present in the world. Apart from the history of cybernetics, there is also a brief discussion about the limitations of cybernetics which have hindered the way of this technology from performing a few tasks. At the same time, it is also very necessary and significant to know about the influence of cybernetics to the world and to the life of humans and other living organisms. Here, the explanation of each and every concept has been done both in a precise and brief way which is suitable for the learners to understand the entire concept of cybernetics. In the upcoming chapters, there is also a discussion about artificial intelligence and cybernetics, which will help the learners to remove any sort of confusion they have in their mind regarding both of these technologies. A precise comparison about the difference between artificial intelligence and cybernetics is also explained, along with the various conceptual ideas which prove that both of these technologies may have something in common, but there are a lot of things which are very different from each other. Cybernetics is an eminent technology which is ruling all over the world, along with all the types of areas of work, and a lot more is on the way. This technology has capabilities to change the world in a better way. Learn more about it to understand it and its importance.